So let's start. So first of all, welcome everyone into this podcast, CS Placement Run and Recruitment. And this podcast is brought to you by DevCrusade. And here we are fueling your placement aspirations with expert insights. So let's move ahead. First of all, a little bit about us. So we are DevCrusade. We are a community for aspiring software developers, and we help them explore their limitless potential skills. So I will let you know about our community further as we go through the podcast. But today we welcome Mayur Choure. So welcome Mayur. Currently he is senior software engineer at Tech Mahindra and he is currently working in Java development domain. So once again welcome Mayur to this podcast and thank you for accepting our invite.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. My name is Mayur Choure. I'm a 2019 pass out from IT department, and currently I'm having all total of 4.9 years of experience as a Java backend developer. And currently, as a fresher, I joined Capgemini, and after that, I switched into Tech Mahindra, and so currently I'm working in Tech Mahindra. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. And yeah, one more thing, Mayur. Let me tell you that all the participants here are not from YCC actually. So we have people from all over India. Our community runs all over India. So we have people from number of states from south or from even north. So
Mm-hmm.
we are uh, having a good number of people. All right.
Sure.
So just let me tell you, everyone, that we had floated a Google form, and in that Google form, we asked you to put your queries, whatever questions you had for our guest, and you guys have done so. So we have compiled those questions, and now we are going to ask Mayur those questions. And Mayur, if you can answer them for us, it will be very much insightful for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right. So if we need any help in some sort of concept or anything, so we have our seniors, right?
Yeah. So we have the seniors, and so they will guide us, and means we have to ping them. Obviously, they are busy in their work, but still, if we are not able to get something, maybe some requirement is not clear, then you're developing something, and the requirement is something different. So each and everything has to be sorted. Means like everything has to be on the same page. Then only like we'll be able to precisely develop that particular functionality. So yeah, so the seniors will be there, they'll help you, but they'll not help you completely. They'll just show you a way that this has to be done in this particular way, and so you have to figure it out. Yeah, you have to be smart enough to get grasp it. And also, currently we have this chat gpt, and so things are a bit easier as compared to when it was not there. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. So may I ask you, Mayur, that you are currently work from home or work from office?
Yeah, it's hybrid.
Okay,
Like 3 days work from office and 2 days work from home. Yeah.
all right. And which city are you work from office
Yeah,
currently?
I'm working in Nagpur itself, in
All
Mihal.
right, all right, fine. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's move to the next question. All right. So now let's come to the main topic of our podcast. Like we are going to discuss the hiring process in both, like someone is looking into switching or someone is looking off campus or even on campus. Right. So here is the next question, Mayur. If someone is looking into a switch in Tech Mahindra, like someone is having already a previous experience, so how can they do so? What are the typical rounds involved?
So I think firstly you have to apply through that particular role for from LinkedIn or maybe Naukri.com. Then after that, I think there are like two rounds, I guess. L1 round, first L1, L2, and then the managerial round. And I think after that, the HR discussion is there. So I think two technical rounds, one managerial round, and then HR round. So these are the four stages we have to go through for a job change, I guess. And anything else other than this you are expecting?
Yeah, so can you let us know, as you personally have switched into Tech Mahindra, so can you let us know what sort of rounds are L1 and L2 and what sort of, just a general example sort of questions they are asking in those rounds?
Yeah. Yeah. So L1 round will be more of like the basic knowledge they'll test. Like if I'm a Java developer, then they'll test me on core Java, like Spring Boot, microservices. So they'll ask some general questions, And in the second round, more of like a team lead, in whichever team we are getting hired. So that team lead will take, maybe he'll check our domain experience as well in that. So he'll if we have worked in a particular domain or not. And it's more of like technical plus business side of things in the second round. And in the managerial round, yeah, so if I'm a good fit for the team or not, and also maybe they'll explain me some product, like in whichever they're working on. So yeah, so in the major round it will be like that, and in HR will be like some general discussion, salary and everything, location constraints and each and everything, like work from office, work from home. So each and everything will be sorted in the HR round. Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's move to the next question. So, how can someone prepare for a switch into Tech Mahindra? An ideal roadmap, if you can give sort of that.
Means for a fresher or for experience?
For experience, one, I think we already got this though, that you told about someone will have to do some side projects or something if someone is looking into a switch into this particular company.
Yeah.
So, how can you like explain how can someone do those side projects or something if he can simply watch a YouTube video and follow what someone is following, or he has to build something of his own?
Yeah. So firstly, if you are trying to make a switch, maybe so for like some 5 months back only, like he have to like start preparing. Okay. So once like so firstly, like if I in case of Java, right? So firstly, I'll have to be good in core Java, then Spring Boot, uh, like nowadays like microservices as well. Okay. So these are the things that are asked in Java interview. Okay. Other than that, if you're working on a very senior level, so they ask also like Docker, Kubernetes, deployment things, right? So firstly, we have to check on which experience range, like 2+ experience, Java, Spring Boot, microservices. So you have to be very good in that. Okay. And so a side project, you mean to say that some like on online we have this employee management, library management systems. Um, Likewise, we have in YCC we have this app, right? So some app is there, like we log in through our like this ID, and we have each and everything like sessions, attendance is there, everything is there, right? I think we have this, so we can make that sort of a project. And so that we are well versed with the flow, right? If someone asked us to like design an app, okay, so someone said to design an app in the interview, so you'll be able to design there and then and there itself. If you have not worked, if you have already have a working experience, then it's fine. If you don't have it, then you have to show that you know these things, right? So if you have worked made a simple sample project, then you'll be able to answer it very clearly and precisely. So yeah, so this is how side project will be done. And you have to be theoretically very good. And yeah, and also uh, okay, so this is theory, right? But some things we only encounter when we are working only, right? Once we have worked only, then only will be like debugging skills, right? So debugging is not easy, right? So whoever has worked on the project, actual project, live project, so he'll be only able to answer like how the debugging is done. So some things, so maybe you can get in touch with some your maybe your friends around you, like how the debugging is done, and also like how deployment is done. So they'll ask you about deployment, Jenkins, niche and everything. So some things are not just theoretical, right? So some things only we get to know when we are actually working on it. So you can get in touch with your friend and you can ask how things are going on and how deployment is done, like PR request. Like once you are done with your code, we'll raise the PR request, and your team lead will, he will review your code. And again, then only like he'll be merged into the master branch. So yeah, so these are the things that are there. And uh, other than that, yeah, not much needed if you're making a switch. If like you're 5+ years of experience, then maybe some system design questions will be asked, like low level design. If you're 5+ experience, I'm saying, then the system design will be asked, like low level design, high level designs. And also like test cases, test driven development, and also deployment strategies. So yeah, you'll be maybe you're working as a tech lead, so yeah, you'll have to take care of all these things. Yeah, GraphQL is the new thing, so you have to learn GraphQL as well. As of now, like currently in market, GraphQL is there. So yeah.
Yep. So that is, I think, pretty descriptive, and you have covered almost all the topics which are in that particular question. Right, so let's move to the next one. Now coming to the on-campus part, Mayur, if you are aware of that, how is the
Yes.
on-campus hiring process of Tech Mahindra, and what are the typical rounds involved? Again,
Yeah, I think nowadays, I think firstly we have this psychometric test is there, right? English assessment test is there. Then one coding round is there. One coding round is there, and then the game is there, I guess, right? Some like you have to play some games. So that I think these four rounds are there. After that, the interview is there, correct? So
yes.
when I was passing out, only the aptitude was there, and in second round we have this interview, and then HR discussion. So now the hiring process has been changed for I think most of the companies. This like psychometric English, this coding round, and this games is there. Yeah, so most of the companies are change the hiring process as of now. So I think at that when in my time, we are not supposed to code much. Only like we have to clear the interview, and not the interview. Firstly, the apti, and in the second round interview, like some basic questions they ask us, like some like oops concepts and some SQL queries, some basic queries. You don't have to be very master at master at coding at that point of time. But now, like market is expecting us to be very good at code, not very good, but at least we should be able to write a code. Okay, so yeah, so because then only like we'll be able to clear that round, that coding round, right? Because like we have this test cases, like five test cases or maybe three, about three I guess we have to cover in that, like then edge cases you have to cover. So for that you have to have the knowledge of coding, right? So you have to be good in coding, then only like we'll be able to clear all those rounds. And an interview also tough nowadays. Like they'll ask us about the project, like I mentioned side project, some so you can do some small POC sort of a thing for your own good. And like how the backend and front end communicates, right? How the data is coming from backend. Like we have this SQL, so how its data is getting displayed on the screen. So these are the things like we have to as of now, because market is tough, so you have to be at your best in terms of your preparation. So that's why like you have to be very good at like coding part, like logical coding is there, right? So logical, like perfect number, prime number, and maybe pattern, some pyramid printing. So you have to be good in those things. And also string problems are there, string problems, array problems are there, basic problems, right? Array manipulation is there, string manipulation is there, you know and like reverse string used without using any function. So these are the questions like which are asked in the interview, and you have to be uh, you should be able to code in front of the interviewer. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So and also um, oops concept, like some theoretical. So yeah. So what I'll tell you is you don't have to be good in each and everything. Okay. So firstly, you have to be good in your logical code. Okay, it can be in any language, Java or Python. So at least you should be able to code like array problem, string problem, pattern printing, and some basic questions are there, right? Power, to power n, uh, perfect number, prime number, um, sum of an array, right? So these are some of the basic questions which are like commonly asked in the interview. So you should be able to code it. Okay, so you should be good at that. And other than that, you should be good at least one language. Okay, maybe it can be Java or Python, in whichever language you'll be able to code. And secondly, you should be also, so as a fresher I'm telling you, one programming language, Java or Python. Secondly, SQL. So SQL, they can ask you about joins. So join, you have to be not very good. You have to be good at joins, like they'll ask you about how many joints you have, inner join, outer join, full or outer join. So they can ask you to query something. Okay, so you have like difference between delete and truncate. So these are the basic things they can ask you. And maybe also if you're worked on any project, it's not specific to IT. Some EC guy also has some done from projects. So most of the people don't do projects, right? So most of the people are like five members are there, only one will do, and four will just follow. Okay, so at least you should be able to know the project. Okay, means you have not done it, but at least should know what actually there in that project, and theoretically, I think you should be able to answer that into the that to the interviewer. Okay, it's not like sir, I have worked in this project, and then you're not able to explain that project. So it should this thing should not happen. So yeah, so these are the basic things, and also like I have observed that as a fresher, we we in our resume we write HTML, I know CSS, I know Java, I know Python, like we write multiple languages. And as a experience also, I don't know this much things. Okay, so as a fresher, you're not knowing this much things. So only like mention specific things that actually you know. Like if I know one programming language, Java, SQL, and Python, maybe. So some specific things. It's not like you should, just to filling up the resume. You should fill any like give any skill set. Like I know data science as well. I know Java as well. I know React as well. So it should not be like that. Yeah.
All right. So, guys, let me tell you that personally I've given 5+ interviews during my college time, and whatever Mayur has told, not only Tech Mahindra, more than 90% of companies are asking the same questions, OOPS, SQL, till their interview round. So make sure whatever Mayur has told you, you follow that pretty well. And I hope that you guys are noting down somewhere whatever important things you are getting to know, right? All right, Mayur. So let's move to the next part. So now we have covered the switching one, on-campus one, and now Mayur, if you're aware of off-campus, like those who are currently in their final year and they are applying off-campus in Tech Mahindra. So do you know are there any possible off-campus openings at Tech Mahindra, and how can one find such and apply to those?
Yeah. So I have this site. Can you just open share your screen, open this freshersvoice.com.
Yeah, so I'll share my screen.
Yeah. And share your screen.
All right, so I hope it's
Fre-
visible.
Freshers voice.
Freshersvoice.com.
Yeah. Yeah, off campus.
All right.
Yeah, you can click on off campus. Yeah. Scroll. Yeah. So so this is the site where actually if any drive is happening, then it's posted on in this site. Okay, like Amazon is hiring, Accenture is hiring across India. Uh, so is hiring, Wipro is hiring. So you can each and every day you can keep a check on this site, like if any new drive is there, and you can fill up the form as well. Yeah, it will. If in case you are lucky, you'll get the mail from the company, interview mail. Yeah. So
Right.
this
So
is
I
the
think
site.
yep, they have also made categories with respect to the cities, I guess.
Mhm.
Yep. So seems that this is a pretty good website, Freshers Voice. So
Yeah. So
definitely,
off campus.
uh, yep, yeah. So make sure you guys check this site out, and you can apply to whatever companies are mentioned here. Yes. So specifically, thank you for this, Mayur. I hope that this helps someone. All right.
Yeah.
So let's move to the next one. So this was about off campus. All right. So let's move to the little bit. about the salary or package side. So, can you tell us what can be an average package provided on campus and off campus at Tech Mahindra to those who are freshers currently?
Freshers. I think 4 LPA currently, around 4 LPA, like the Tech M is offering, yeah, to fresher nowadays.
All right, so it's 4 LPA. And so you said that like Tech Mahindra also provides some training. So I think that is supposed to be an internship.
No, no, no. It's not internship. Once you get hired only, then only you'll get those trainings and you will be full time employee. Yeah,
Okay, fine.
it's not internship.
So okay. So if I'm a fresher and I have applied off campus to Tech Mahindra, so will I be getting an internship if you are aware of that, or I will get hired like full time only and then I will be trained if you are aware?
No, no, you will be hired full time and then you will be trained.
Okay, so this looks like to me a pretty good deal that you are getting like onboarded first and then you are given training. That's
Yes.
good because during our time, so we like graduated in 2024, but we are a placement season last year only. So during our time, most of the companies were sort of giving internships, but it was part of their filtering process. So they said that you will be on board as an intern, and then we will choose if you can come in full time or not. So that was one downside of that, but you will be completely safe in Tech Mahindra. All right. Okay, so moving to the next question. So what should an ideal resume have? Mayur? If you can give what sort of sections or what sort of points one should mention in his resume, which will make him stand out.
Means yeah, fresher or experienced.
Let's go with fresher one because I think most of the people who are currently in this call are freshers, so we can talk about that.
Okay. Yeah. So as a fresher, firstly, I think some one tagline will be there first. Okay, like you're aspiring software engineer, you know, your aspirations and everything. And I think some one section of uh, percentage is there, right? In that, and after that, project, in which project you worked on, and your skill sets. Like we have this skill sets, Java, which are skill set you're having, so that skill set has to be mentioned there. So firstly, most of the important thing is your skills, what your skills you have, and secondly the projects you worked on, and third, some people like are like very, as a fresher they have this lead code profiles, this lead code thing, right? If you are good enough in your coding, then you can mention your lead code profiles. And also if you have worked on a project, then you can project and your code base is there in GitHub, so you can mention that profile as well. And also if you have done any courses, like if you have done any data science course or Java course, you can mention that as well. So I think this thing sums for fresher, I guess. Yeah, and for experience as well. In experience only, in experience, for experienced candidate, ultimately his companies, like companies will be there, and whichever project he has worked on, so he'll be mentioning those projects like tech stack, day-to-day responsibilities, domain. So yeah, these are the things for experience. Yeah.
All right. All right. So, guys, we are going to last question of our today's podcast. Make sure that you drop whatever questions you have in the chat, and in the Q&A time, we can look at those. So, here comes the last question, Mayur. So, this is just a general question. Anything you would like to add, which we might have missed today, but you think will be crucial to know?
Yeah. So, I have discussed all general things. Okay. So, if you have to go one step ahead, means like as a fresher or as a experienced. So, uh, like for me also, like if I have to get into a product based company as a fresher also or as experience also, then we should learn high level design and low level design, and also lead code profile. Like at so we sh- so we have to learn data structure for that. Okay, data structure mean to say that array, string, we have this linked list, stack, queue, we have these heaps, we have these graphs, trees, dynamic programming, and tries. So if you have to go one step ahead, maybe, so for the people who are getting selected in Google or Amazon or Microsoft. So what actually they are doing? So they are not studying all these things. Okay, they are studying only lead code. They are studying data structures, and they are solving all level of questions like easy, medium, hard. Okay, so and also so for a fresher, I think only data structure rounds are there. But for experienced, data structure plus low level design, high level design. So if you are a fresher, if you are in a college, maybe if you are in a first year, second year, so second year, first year, second year is the best time to get started with all these things. Maybe you can solve one question a day on lead code, and till the fourth year, like you will be very good in data structure, and you can target one of the product based companies. So yeah, and for experience also, if I'm to like, if I'll be switching my company, right? So I'll be switching as a SD2, not as a SD1. SD1 is a fresher level. Now I'll be switch, if I'll switch into product based company, I'll be software developer engineer level 2. So for that I have to be very good in uh, data structures and low level design and high level design. Yeah, so but it takes a lot of effort. Yeah, it's tough as well, so you have to be very patient with that process. Like it will take around 5 to 6 months, that to consistent practice, to get very good at it, and to able to crack those product based companies. Yeah.
All right. So I think that this was very pretty like this was pretty important tip regarding the low level design, high level design, and lead code. So thank you once again, Mayur, for joining us today. And I will share his profile in our group. You can reach out to him, and we will see you guys again.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you everyone. Yeah, thank you so much.
Bye bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
bye guys, bye.